Hello again, this is Alex with MasterChartsTrading.com, and this is market recap for Friday, February 5th, 2021. As always, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with others. So as you can see, I have a new logo. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think it's better than before. Stocks are making new record highs. Pretty much all the dips are being bought. Junk debt is confirming this move higher for stocks. The 30-year Treasury yield is continuing to break out, and I'm gonna show you this process which started a little bit while back in January. Then we'll look at Twitter. The stock of Twitter, it just made a new record, and see if the fundamental versus technical analysis should prevail. And finally, the United States is coming to its senses regarding the drug war. Cannabis stocks are going to the moon. We'll look at three stocks: Cronos Group, CBDMD, and the ETF YOLO. We'll look at gold, and we'll see how it's interplaying with the dollar. So potential bearish reversal there for gold coming soon. And Bitcoin and Ethereum outperform, so congrats to subscribers. And I'm gonna cover all of these stocks in the members only elite video, and all of these stocks, there's a lot of stocks you can see in the speculator members only videos. If you're a subscriber, you can get my letters. If you're not, here's how to become a subscriber. Go to Everyone Can Trade or MasterChartsTrading.com. It'll get you to the same place. Everyone Can Trade will go to MasterChartsTrading.com. Sign up for one of the services. So trading indicators is what I'm talking about here. This lines on the chart, which I'll be using throughout the presentation. Elite Trader is what I just described. You can sign up for that. And the speculator bundle, you can sign up for that. So speculator bundle is by far the best deal. Alright, so this is how to find me on the internet. So you can MasterChartsTrading.com. By extension, my indicators are called MasterCharts Trading Price Action Indicators, so convenient. Okay, so we're looking here at S&P 500. This is again at all-time record high, as it just hit at 38, a little bit over, close to 3,900. Let me see. 3888.25. So all-time record high is clearly bullish. Pretty much, before, you can see back in September, and again here in 5th of November, the price came down towards the green line. So what are these lines? So they're basically support and resistance lines. So I use them pretty much exclusively to trade. When the price of the stock comes up above the blue line, that's where we buy. We put our stop with the yellow line, and when we trail higher. So this is our system, basically. And you can use it very successfully to trade stocks. I trade options all the time, so I'm going to show you some of the options trades, hopefully, later on. And also in Speculator newsletter, we trade a lot of options as well. Okay, so this breakout occurred back in April. And how did I know it was a breakout? Very simple, because I'm looking at my chart, I'm looking at my lines. Lines are telling me go ahead and just buy, remove your brain. Sometimes in trading, removing the brain is actually the hard part. So we remove the brain, we just buy, and we trail higher. And this is our system. We don't really need to know anything about price and earnings ratios. We don't need to know anything about... we don't really need to know anything about anything. This is the beauty of the technical analysis, is that you can pretty much be brain dead and still come out ahead. And the reason, this is the reason why algorithmic trading is successful, is because we're able to come up with an algorithm and simply trade, train the robot to trade the algorithm. So we're doing the same thing. We're trading algorithm manually. So our algorithm tells us to go ahead and buy on close above the blue line and then trail higher. where do we take profits? So good places to take profits is when the stock comes up above the green line and then comes back behind below it. So that's one of the good places to take profits. And where do we completely close a position? At the blue line. So if the stock was to collapse down to the blue line, we'll exit the position again. So far so good, right? And then, thinking back to last year, I mean, you guys remember this, right? This is a year back. Huge collapse, right? And we were buying right after the collapse, basically. Why? Because this is our system. So again, same here, a little bit different picture, but very similar. This is Dow Jones breakouts above the blue line back in May and June of last year, good opportunities. And then since then, we just keep trailing. You can see that it just made a new record, and to drop towards the blue line, the exit point, would be a significant amount of, distance. So we're looking at, new highs, and I just don't see the end of it yet. So we're gonna be, keep trailing higher. QQQ, same general principle. Back in April, there's an opportunity to buy, and then since then there was no opportunity to buy. So we're looking at individual names rather than the ETF itself. New all-time records. So this is, if you did nothing, and one of the best things to do in stock market is to do nothing. So let's say you bought it back in April of last year and you just did nothing. So that's 57% gain. So you see how the less you do, the more you gain, right? What I do is I usually trail the blue line itself. So if of course, everybody wants to exit at the very top, but how would you know it's the top? You can't. So back in September, now in retrospect, it looked like the top, but it got bought and it no longer became a top just a few months later. So to find the top in a bullish market is what is it called? Exercise in futility, basically. Eventually you'll be correct, but even what's it called? A stopped clock or broken clock is correct twice a day, right? So don't look for the top. Just keep trailing your position higher. We were trailing in the blue line, basically. We're taking profits at the green line. So, and the best thing is to do little or nothing at all. You just sit in the position. Here's another one of those things where you just sit in a position and get 52% gain. Opportunity to buy back in September. It just keeps going, right? I thought this was the top back in December. No, it wasn't the top. It just keeps going higher. I thought this was the top back in January. Nope, it just keeps going higher. So again, do as little as possible and just keep trailing. I mean, use the system, use your brain. But sometimes you just do nothing. It's the best thing to do. Junk bonds. So junk bonds also collapsed together with stocks back in March of last year, because stocks and junk bonds, they basically are the same thing. Junk bonds are stocks. They're basically stocks. They trade like stocks. And, everything collapsed. But then opportunity to buy back in April of last year. You can see up arrows. How did I know it was an opportunity? I didn't know anything. I just look at the lines. And I was absolutely correct. The system was correct. We're looking for new highs. We're approaching 52-week highs. So junk bonds and stocks are correlating highly to one another. So this is basically showing that there is no divergence, and seems that stocks want to continue higher. Bonds, on the other hand, that's very interesting, and this is what I was referring to here. So this is TLT Treasuries. back on September 10th, I actually bought the position. I thought it was going to go higher. Why did I know that? There's the opportunity to buy. It was a close above the blue line. So I'm not prescient. I'm looking at the chart here, basically, right? But my failure rate is still there. I still have failures. I have about under 30% failure rate. So that means that some trades will fail. This was one of those trades. I cut the loss. I bought it at 163. I sold it at like 154. So not bad. If I didn't, you can see it's continuing lower already. But the most important thing is here is that right there where I'm hovering the 6th of January of this year. So this was the riot, date of the riot, I believe. The yield or the bonds, see how they dropped below the support resistance line. So I was forecasting this. If I look, I'm going to go to the yield, the TYX. So there's the January 6th of this year. You can see a breakout in the yield, a clear breakout. I'm not making it up. These lines are not drawn in, and you can see a continuation higher. So overall, I'm seeing a breakout of the yield, and by extension, a breakdown of the Treasury bond market. So if you're trying to buy a house, that would be a detriment for you, because you will not be able to borrow as much money at the higher yield, at the higher rate rather. So this would also be potentially bad for the government, because they will end up paying more. But overall, this is important to note. Notice how well the indicators quote this pattern. You can see another opportunity where I'm hovering on 27th of January to enter on the short side. So I didn't send an alert, but if you have my indicators, there's the opportunity to sell it, to sell short. So you can buy puts, for example. You could have bought puts. Now let's wait for a bounce back. I can look in the future. There's my indicators are offset into the future. This is the next generation. We can see that there's going to be some volatility here, and we'll see how. Maybe we'll be able to get short again. Maybe there will be an opportunity in a not so distant future to sell it again, to short the TLT treasuries. And by extension, you will be long the yield, but you can't really buy it in the United States. There is a CFD, contract for difference, which is available in not United States countries. Okay, and here's the Twitter. So we have these are all-time highs, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So you can see I traded a lot before. So Twitter, latest opportunity. Well, actually, there was another opportunity. I don't know. I didn't send it out for some reason. Sometimes I miss the opportunities. But there it was on 3rd of November. Very nice move. I didn't send it out, but I'm just showing you. Then here on the 8th of January, there was a permanent suspension of the account at real Donald Trump. There's some fundamental analysts that I follow, and they're kind of interesting, and they're sometimes interesting to get in discussions with. They would say that because of the sheer number of followers that former President Donald Trump had, the earnings of Twitter will go down, and therefore it is time to sell short Twitter. Now, I mean, reasoning in this, it's logical reasoning, right? And when the stock market, when I say logic, it's like the opposite. You have to think the opposite of logic. Completely irrational behavior. So, these are new records, you know, just a few days. So the fundamental analysis of the earnings will go down because of the absence of a personality actually made no sense whatsoever, right? So avoid doing that. Instead, look for opportunities to buy if this is an up trading security. This is an up trading security. How do I know? Because sometime in the past, namely right there on the June 8th of 2020, it has closed above the blue line and not yet closed below the yellow line. So for stocks, this is what I do. It closed above the blue line, but has not yet closed below the yellow line. If it closed below the yellow line, then that's it. We're in the bear market. So Twitter broke out where I'm hovering on 8th of June of last year. And then we can just keep buying because our stop was at the yellow line. And, you know, usually I take profits and I exit, take profits and I exit. So for example, I would have exited on the November 2nd after having taken profits most likely. So I would have already exited position. Actually, in fact, I did because this is my actual trade up white arrow on July 20th here. And then I would have re-entered right there on the 3rd of November. So not really relevant. I don't really look at fundamental analysis at all. And I would recommend, you know, you guys don't look at fundamental analysis either. All right. So we're looking at YOLO. This is a cannabis ETF launched not so long ago, maybe 2 years ago. But what I like about this chart is that I think you can notice, anybody can see this, right? If you're not colorblind, if you're colorblind, you can see the second from the top line, right? Breakout right there. And believe it or not, I had a position but I got stopped out. So I beat myself up sometimes. I mean, this was just a home run trade. But the clients at MasterChartsTrading at EveryoneCanTrade.com, some of them got in, and you know, some of them are still long, and they were able to get in with, you know, long dated options. So let's say on November 2nd last year, you know, you bought an option that is expiring, I don't know, a year out, like November 2021, and you're still holding it. It's 136% gain for the stock itself. That's easily 400-500% gain for the option. I mean, so this is, you know, my trading. I look at this type of kind of breakouts. My favorite kind of breakouts are when the trading range is really narrow. So the distance between the green and the yellow line, you can see it was bigger before here in July, and it got narrower when the breakout occurred in October. And and sometimes it just goes. Amazing move. So yeah, congratulations if you're still if you're still long. And now looking at this chart, I may have been still almost 100%. You know, at this point, I may have taken some profits, like around here on November 3rd. But other than that, this trade would have been still open, because you can see that there was not even a close below the green line after all of this move. So amazing move. So anyways, Cronos Group. So this one is I traded myself. I sent it to my subscribers. Don't forget this. Where to get this indicators. Go to MasterChartsTrading.com. and you can make a lot of money. So you can see how easy it is to trade, right? You want to simplify things. You don't want to have complicated stuff that you're trying to figure out during the trade, right? So let's just do a replay. So let me see if I can do this. Maybe not. Anyways, so the breakout occurred on this is Cannabis stock, Cronos Group right there, 6th of November. It came up on our scanner. So we have a scanner right now. The scanner is, it will scan the stocks right there, stock screener. It will scan the stock universe for stocks that are closing above the blue line or doing other things. But in this case, it was looking for stocks that are closing above the blue line. So opportunity, rather the scan right there came up on the 6th of November. And I'm like, this looks great. Why was it great? Because again, I like before, for example, here back in June of last year, you can see how far the distance is between the green and the yellow lines. And then it narrowed. So this is called narrowing the trading range. And then, you know, this means that when I buy here, my stop is at the yellow line. So the distance, you know, to the stop is not that far. Less risk is bigger position. So I like to have less risk. So I went ahead and I bought on 30th of December, I bought $15 calls. So the stock was $7.20. $15 is, you can't even see it. It's like still off the top. It's way out there. So this is called out the money. It was completely out the money. It still is out the money actually. So I bought $15 calls that are expiring in January of 2022, and I paid 91 cents each. So in other words, I paid $91 for each, for the premium on one call. Because I have now, you know, people asking about options trading, so I'm going to be a little bit more detailed here. So I bought these options here. I bought $15 calls, far out the money calls, and I really couldn't care less. I just wanted them to be, because I have a trading account, you know, what do they call it, demo trading account, and I need to have correct amount. I cannot, you know, have too much, cannot buy too much. I don't want to risk too much money. You know, I always want to risk, I like to keep the risk way under 5%. You know, 3% is already quite a bit. 2% is ideal, I think, for me. So 2% of my account, like let's say I have a $100,000 account, so I'll risk, you know, 2%. That's $2,000. Or maybe I'll risk 3%. That's $3,000. So I'll buy $3,000 worth of options. And they were $91 each. So let's say I had a, you know, $3,000 position size, and there were $91 each. So that's like 10, 100 calls, right? Or so. Am I doing it correctly? Yeah, something like this. Anyways, so we're buying calls, meaning that we're gonna place a bullish bet. I'm thinking that the stock will go up. So I bought calls on the 30th of December of last year, of 2020, that are expiring, you know, actually like a year out. And then it almost immediately went in my favor. And so I moved my stop to entry like a couple of days ago. Usually I sell a partial here, but this breakout just looked so good. So I decided to just kind of let it go. And only took profits on the first time it came back below the green line. So you can see, came out above the green line, came below the green line. So at that point, you know, it was $1.93, so it was $193, and I got them at $91. So that's already 2 times basically. It more than doubled at this point. So my profit by this time was more than 100%, while the stock itself only moved, let me see how much it moved, 30%. So usually I notice that it 3 times. So if the stock moves 30%, then option will move like 90 to 100%. So that's what happened. It already moved that much, and then I went ahead and I sold half of the position. That's already a very nice gain, and then you can see it just went to new records, new highs for the move. So I'm still trailing it higher. Let's see how high it will go. I mean, this is Cannabis, so we'll see. And another successful trade. Again, this is a Cannabis stock. You can find us at MasterChartsTrading.com. 2 alerts, one on December 21, the second one on January 6. CBDMD, or ticker name YCBD. I don't know anything about the stocks. I just know that the pattern, notice the pattern is very nice. Stock was down in the dumps below the yellow line. Breakout occurred there on 10th of August. And then good opportunity, even better price to buy back in December and January. And very nice move. So that's a 90% move already. Congratulations to subscribers. All right, looking at dollar index DXY. So you can see it landed exactly on resistance. There's the yellow line. So the yellow line, when you go opposite, it's like weak resistance, and then strong resistance at the red line. So right now the dollar is close to the lows. Right now, let's see, the weak resistance will reform itself if we see new lows. The way gold's been acting is weird. So you kind of see big moves sometimes, really big candles, really big red candles. Not as big one, but right there on the 4th of February yesterday. So breakdown below the January 19th high, which is really interesting because silver made a new high, new all-time record on February 1st. So this was also another Reddit thing with the Redditors. While gold didn't budge, nothing happened. So I trust gold more than silver. So bear market levels are approaching. Bear market currently at 1690. Projecting forward, not the best projection, but possible. Even higher levels of bear market. So it's possible we're going to see a reversal. Silver, on the other hand, you can see those are purple arrows. I did not send alerts out, but you can see if you have my indicators, it's pretty clear. So silver did make a new record. Again, this is weird action here because it doesn't, it's incongruent with gold. Bitcoin, again, nice opportunities. A couple of actual alerts here on 22nd of January and another one 28th of January. Already made good money here, so this is already profitable trade. Bitcoin, wow. I mean, the last alert from Lord knows what, this was April of last year, 375% again. It's almost 5 times. So yeah, amazing. And Ethereum, same thing. So again, we went to all-time records. Congratulations, a 400% gain. And notice I traded it myself, and I thought that was kind of cool. Bought back in 3444 in September, and I kept selling in partials. I sold quarters of the position, and I thought it was cool. But then it went to like look how much move I missed. I missed 200% move. Yeah. So this is again, you know, sometimes the best thing to do is to do nothing. Notice again, then if I did nothing, I bought at the blue line, I just did nothing, just advanced my stop around the blue line, and yeah, I would have still had the position open. I would have been already significantly higher because I sold out way back when, you see. All right, so head over to everyonecantrade.com, also known as MasterChartsTrading.com, same place. Click on products. I have 3 products right now, trading indicators, so these are the indicators. You know, I think it's super easy to use. You can have the same ones on your chart. All you gotta do is open a free TradingView.com account. TradingView.com is free interface. Then open a TradingView. Then go to MasterChartsTrading.com. Subscribe to the indicators, and I will open the door for you. You'll tell me your username on TradingView, and you can see the same lines on your chart. Very easy, convenient. If you like to hear various alerts, for example, this time around for elite members only video, there will be all of this stocks covered, like real estate, energy, Boeing, Chevron, Coca-Cola, you know, big names. So big names and ETFs basically is for elite. And also I cover you know, Bitcoin, Forex, and gold as well, and commodities here. And then speculator bundle. So this is where we get all of this really cool breakout stocks. A lot of really cool stocks here. Big potential. Like for example, Cronos Group. This is a special. This was a speculator newsletter. I went ahead and opened myself. So that's currently about 69% move for the stock. So it's about 200% move for the option. So very nice move. Can't complain. So this is the speculator bundle. So the best thing to do is to just get all 3 of them: newsletter, screener, and the speculator bundle, and the indicators. So screener is also, you know, you get stocks like that. For example, you will see breakouts like that. Hopefully we'll have upgrades soon, then where you can actually scan for opportunities like this. Right now they're sent as part of the speculator newsletter. All right, that's it for this week's recap. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching, and have another great trading week. Bye-bye.